decided to join us today, and we welcome all lifestyles and beliefs. No matter who you are welcome here. Land acknowledgement, I want to acknowledge that this service is being held on the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Ute, and the Cheyenne peoples. We recognize that this land is rightfully theirs, and we offer our respect and gratitude for their continued kinship with this place. Our spiritual philosophy, Science of Mind, is inclusive of all spiritual traditions. We believe that at the heart of every spiritual tradition lies a shared message that we are all one. Rev Sherry will be your prayer partner today and will be available after service along with myself for one-on-one prayer. Let us say our mission and vision together. Our mission: we are an inclusive community inspiring personal growth, spiritual practice, and a positive way of life. And our vision: to support humanity's spiritual growth, creating a world that works for all. Let's invite our kiddos. Do we have kids that we can invite to the stage? Yes, okay. Come on up, kiddos, or kiddo, or... We have a wagon of kids coming up. Kid parade. I love it. It's fabulous. God is everything, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything we have. So I let go of this prayer, and so it is. As we watch our little kid parade go off, kids in wagons, can that be anything cuter? Please help me, join me in giving a very warm welcome to our new music director, Ken Jansen. Woohoo!
Right, I'm up next. Hi. So we have a very special guest here today. So Arboretum Coffee is the outreach for this month. Every month we pick a different organization to support, and we send a percentage of what money comes in, we send a percentage to them. And I met Hannah. Come on up, Hannah. I'm gonna hand me that mic there. I met Hannah at a chamber event. We are part of the Fort Collins Chamber, and I was so impressed with her organization and what you do and how you serve the community. And so it's such an honor to have you here and to have you share a little bit more about who you are and what your organization is about. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Hi guys, I'm Hannah, the founder and executive director of Arboretum Coffee. And I want to start off with a question. I like to get like a little bit of engagement with these things. But who among us has ever left home in some way? Raise your hand. Yeah, everyone. Who among us felt like they had the support they needed to do that, to leave home? Again, raise your hand. Fewer hands. And that's such a common experience. Everyone has had the experience of leaving home, losing family in different ways. I've had it through sickness and death in my family. Of course, moving up here in Fort Collins, I didn't grow up here. And so many people have it in a lot of different ways. We work with refugees and immigrants in the community. And of course, they have it through a much more intense and frankly traumatic experience of leaving home. We have people from Ukraine, from Palestine, let me think, from Haiti, Afghanistan, Venezuela, countries all across the spectrum dealing with all sorts of different crises, wars, political unrest. We are a nonprofit coffee shop here in Fort Collins on Mason and Prospect, so right off of the Mason Trail just west of the railroad tracks. And we do a paid apprenticeship program for these refugees and immigrants in the community. So every time we come into the coffee shop, you can meet at least one, usually multiple, of our apprentices. But we endeavor to be a space where they can find belonging, where they can build community in this new environment and gain the workplace skills, language, and support system they need to move forward and actually be able to thrive and grow roots here in this community. And so it's a year-long paid program, and the proceeds from the coffee shop pay for part of it. We rely on fundraising for a good portion of it as well. So I want to thank you guys for partnering with us in it. But they learn, of course, how to make coffee. We make pretty dang good coffee, I would say. But they also learn English. They learn workplace culture and how to actually survive well here in the U.S. One of our apprentices, her name is Cecile. She actually just left us, a week ago, for a really good job. We're really proud of her. But she's from Palestine, and she was saying of how she didn't think she could have gotten this amazing job without us. This is not tooting our own horn, but it's a place where she learned how to actually connect with other people, where she learned to, of course, speak the language, but also learn how to actually share her story and connect with the people who are coming in, leading her to be able to get this job. Like, she applied for it, she interviewed for it, did all of that herself. And we're really honored and able to support her in that process. So that's one little story of the many that we have. Even if you cannot financially partner with us, just come visit. Get your coffee with us and be part of the community we're building. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for being here and sharing your amazing organization with us. And they have great chai. So I'm not a coffee drinker, but if you like chai, they have amazing chai. Check them out.
We have a town hall meeting here on the 26th of January. It's going to be a town hall and potluck nacho bar. And we're really encouraging everyone to come. We have updates for the community. Dinner will kick off following the Sunday service, and our town hall will take place during that dinner. And I really want to encourage everyone to come hear the updates on the community, because we want everybody in the community to know what's going on with their community. So please join us, and we look forward to seeing you there. We have a great person coming and giving a workshop, Discover How to Connect with Your Guides, Ascended Masters, and Archangels. You will learn how to call upon them for wisdom, healing, and transformation. The class is taught by award-winning spiritual teacher and shamanic practitioner, Catherine Skaggs. We are offering a free introductory workshop on Friday, January 24th, and on February 7th, she will be doing a deeper dive into the topic. If you attend the intro class, you will receive a $10 discount on the class on the 7th. So don't miss that amazing opportunity. And we have a Food for New Thought dinner. Love these things. These are so fun. On February 1st, that's a Saturday, join us for delicious, authentic Chinese dinner made by our very own Chuck Bloser. This is a great way to connect with people and to support the church. All of the money goes to support CSL NoCo, and it really is a great place to make friends, and it's always just hilarious fun. Every Sunday, we gather together to share a meal. If you are interested in going to dinner after the service at one of our local establishments, meet at the welcome table. And of course, see our website or check out our newsletter for more information. I will now ask Linda Leary to come up to the stage to play our singing bowls. And when the bowls are ending, as the vibrations go out into the room, I want you to take a nice breath and release that breath. And repeat silently to yourself, I am worthy. I am whole. I am abundant. I am worthy. I am whole. I am abundant. I am worthy. I am whole. I am abundant. Take this moment just to connect with spirit, with the divine, to be here in community and just take this time that we have given ourselves to connect to that which is everything, that which is all of us, that which animates everything animated and creates everything inanimate. That abundant, rich universe of good, giving and giving without an end. And how lucky are we that we are all tapped into that? That we are all connected to that. We are all one with that. That abundance and good and unending bliss and wonderfulness is part of who we are, is part of what animates us. I am so grateful for the way this works, for knowing that at any moment we can reach out to that part of the divine within us and experience that great good. I release this prayer at this time, knowing that everything is as it should be. Even in struggle, there is great good coming to us. We can find it. We can tap into it. And letting that go, knowing that it is already so, I say, and so it is.
to have Ken as our new music director. Oh my God. Thank you, Ken. Wow. Wanted to get up and dance. Right? I wanted to move my body. That was amazing. All right. Everybody awake now? Cool. All right. So this whole month, we're talking about from scarcity to serenity. So the whole month, I'm talking about abundance, prosperity, money. Are you excited about money? Yes. So, all right. Awesome. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah. So today, embracing life's infinite supply. Yeah. So, we're funny about money, aren't we? We're kind of funny about it. We have this interesting relationship with money. And we have this idea that we have to work hard in order to make money. In order to have more prosperity in our life, we have this idea that we have to keep working and working and working hard to get it, to achieve it. And we think that this money, that it can only come through certain channels, that it can only come through our job, that it can only come from our Social Security checks or our retirement or our investments. We think that it can only come from these particular areas. Yes? Have you thought that? Have you like, well, unless I get another job or unless I invest more or unless I maybe win the lottery, I don't know how I'm going to make more money. So what we do is we end up limiting ourselves by thinking that money can only come to us through these channels. In actuality, there is an abundance of financial good. There is an abundance of prosperity available to every person on this planet, and then some. Last week I talked about the container that we hold. Some of you were here. So you remember when I talked about the container, that many of us hold the container, and it's this big for some of us, yeah? And so the universe is trying so hard to get the money in there, but it's like our container's just this big. So we got to enlarge that container, make it bigger so that the universe can fill it, yeah? The universe can only give to us that which we feel we are worthy of receiving. If we don't feel we are worthy to receive it, we will not get it. It doesn't matter how many affirmations we do. If we don't feel that we are worthy, we will not receive more. That's just how it works. So there's spiritual laws at play here. And when we work with those spiritual laws, we can actually manifest more abundance and prosperity in our life. There's a law that Ernest Holmes, our founder, wrote about, and that's the law of mental equivalence. The law of mental equivalence says that we must have a mental equivalent of what it is that we desire. That means that our consciousness, our thoughts, and our beliefs have to align with that thing that we are focused on, whatever that is. So if we are saying, gosh, I want to make more money, I want to manifest more money, but our thoughts and our attention are on what it is we don't have, what's missing, what's not working, the scarcity and the lack, it's not possible to bring in more because there's not a mental equivalent. Make sense? So, to achieve more prosperity, it's a consciousness thing. It's a consciousness thing. So, our consciousness is about our thoughts and our beliefs and what we focus on. And so, it's cultivating a consciousness of abundance. It's cultivating that. And now, some of us have had lots of practice with that. Some of us could use a little bit more practice, yeah? So what shows up in the outer world is often, not always, but often a reflection of what's going on in here. Have you noticed that? Yeah, some of you have been around a while. You've seen it, you've observed it in your life. Oh, I know why this is showing up here, because there's something within me that I've not healed, that I've not worked with, that I've not looked at and paid attention to. Most of us block our good from coming to us. We God block. Do you know? We God block, don't we? We all do it. We all do it. We God block every time we think there's not enough. We God block whenever we think that there is a limited supply of good in the world. We God block when we say, I am on a fixed income. I'm on a fixed income. You are God blocking by saying that. Whenever you say something like, I can't afford that, or I don't have the money for that, you are God blocking. We God block whenever we limit ourselves financially. We God block when we go into fear and we worry that we're not going to have enough to pay our bills, or we're not going to have enough for retirement, or whatever it is. We God block when we do that. We God block when we are attached to some outcome. I have to make this amount of money. I have to have this much money when I retire. We God block when we find ourselves attached to some outcome like that. So our spiritual work is to look at where we are God blocking. Where are we blocking the flow? The flow wants to come in. But again, our container is this big. So to look at, where am I blocking the flow? Where am I kinking the hose? And to know and believe that we are worthy of receiving whatever it is that we want. You know, we can't receive more than what we believe is possible. Catherine Ponder, she has been around forever. She's a unity minister. She's written dozens and dozens and dozens of books about the laws of prosperity. I looked her up on Google. She's 97 years old. I can't even believe, I was surprised to know she was actually still alive. Amazing woman. And this is what she said. It's coming, I promise. At least I think. Okay. Ladies in the back. Okay, here we go. She said this: true abundance on all levels of life comes as a result of developing a prosperous consciousness. True abundance comes from having an abundance consciousness, from having a prosperous consciousness. And you know that Ernest Holmes said the same thing. He talked about that if we want to experience more prosperity in our life, it's about our consciousness. It's about shifting our beliefs and our thoughts around it. Do you know we cannot experience more prosperity if we are in that mode, in that place of lack and scarcity, thinking and fearing that there's not enough? You know, just like we can't experience peace, we can't experience peace if we're clinging to unhappiness. We can't experience prosperity if we're clinging to lack. It just doesn't work. So the first step in creating a more prosperous life is to examine the ways in which we limit ourselves. Now, some of you have an amazing relationship with prosperity in your life. It flows to you easily and effortlessly. You don't even have to think about it, worry about it. It just keeps coming. There's several of you in this audience. It just flows right into your life. Yes, you know who you are. And why does it flow? It's because there's nothing blocking it. There's nothing in the way of blocking that flow. You just trust and know that it's going to continue to flow, and it does. Now, there's others of you that perhaps need to do a little more work. And that's okay. Yeah, this is the spiritual journey. We're always looking at what area do I need to grow in? Where do I need to grow and expand more of who I am? This is a big area for most people, for most. So here's a question to ask yourself. What do I tell myself about money? What do I believe about it? What have I been told about money from my parents, from society, from the world? What are the messages that I've received about abundance and prosperity and money? Notice if you are coming from a limited perspective. Just notice. Do you know we can't make a shift in our consciousness until we are aware of where we are operating from? So it starts there. Ernest Holmes said this: we must open the doors of our consciousness and expand and expand and expand, and no longer think in terms of the backyard lot, but in terms of the infinite nature of the universe. Here's the thing. The infinite nature of the universe lives within each one of us. Did you know? It does. And it's its nature to be expansive. So we can then choose to expand that container, to enlarge that container if we want to. We can create a bigger container because in truth, it is the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. It is the Father's good pleasure. And as we shift our perception, we then shift our consciousness. It's magical, really. It's really simple, actually. So instead of walking through the world thinking that our jobs and our retirement and our investments and our inheritance or whatever it may be, that all of that is our source, but instead we can start to play with the truth that God is our source. Reverend Sherry's going to talk about this next Sunday. She's going to say more about God as our source, but that is the truth. God is our source, not all of the other things. It's our divine birthright to have all of the riches of the universe. In order to experience a more prosperous life, we have to actually believe that that's true and that that's possible for us. Setting aside the messages we received growing up, setting aside the stories that tell us we have to work so hard. It's not about working harder. In fact, it's not about doing. It's about allowing. It's about surrendering. It's about receiving, opening our heart to receive what the universe so wants to give us. Because if we just keep working harder, if we just keep pushing ourselves to make more, to achieve more, so that we can have more abundance and prosperity, all that does is it just reinforces the belief that in order to make more, we have to work more. And it just keeps continuing. That cycle just keeps continuing. So in order to open to the flow, really open to that flow, in a bigger way, it's about changing our relationship to money, to not being so funny about money, changing your relationship with it, having fun with it. Do you know, here's the deal. Money is God in action. It is God in form. It is energy. We look at it like, oh, it's a piece of paper. It means something. It is God in action. It is God in form. And so when that form passes by us, when it's in our hands, whether it's a credit card, a debit card, a check, or cash, coins, whatever it is, to bless that form and to give thanks because God has just given you a gift, even if it's 10 cents. Blessing it as it passes your hands. Because in truth, our supply, all that's in our life, comes from the divine. It doesn't come from all the other places that I've been talking about. So what if you tried on the belief, what if you tried on the belief that there is an unlimited supply of good available to you in your life? How do you think your life would change? If you walk through the world believing that there's an unlimited supply of good, an unlimited supply of financial good. Some of you are like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I'll do it because she's telling me to, but I don't trust this thing. Yeah? Catherine Ponder said this: you should be prosperous, well supplied, and have an abundance of good because it is your divine heritage. Your Creator wants you that way. The Creator wants us that way. It's our divine heritage. It's our divine essence. And you know, this is much bigger than manifesting cars and houses. You know, we all saw The Secret 20 years ago, and that was the focus of it, yeah? And we got this idea that if we just sit in meditation and we focus on what we want, that it'll show up in our life. And then when it doesn't, we get upset. This doesn't work for me. Yeah, I know everybody says just sit and hold your intention, and yeah, it didn't work for me, so I'm just going to forget that. And some of us as spiritual beings, it actually feels yucky, spiritual term, yucky, to focus on getting more wealth. Yes? Some spiritual people are like, no, that's not the right thing to do. To be a perfect spiritual being, we should not focus on wealth. We should focus on being of service to the world. And yes, being of service is a good thing. But where did we get the idea that we can't be spiritual beings and wealthy people at the same time? Where did we get that from? Because in truth, we all deserve to have an abundance of prosperity in our life. It doesn't matter how spiritual we are. The Father wants us to have the kingdom. God wants us to have all of it and more. So, when we say that we are attracting more wealth, that it's a bad thing, we are denying our divinity. We're denying the essence of who we are. It's our divine birthright to have all of the financial wealth that we desire. We just have to begin to tweak some of our thoughts and our beliefs around it so we can have a different perception, so we can have a different relationship with it. So then we can shift our consciousness, and then we begin to see the flow come into our life in a new way. And for some of us, it's about giving ourselves permission. Giving ourselves permission to live an abundant and thriving life. It isn't just for a select few. It is because we see it that way. But in truth, it's for all of us. So again, it's about expanding and widening and enlarging our container. Shifting our consciousness from a belief in lack and limitation to I deserve to live an abundant and prosperous life. Do you believe that you deserve to live an abundant and prosperous life? Do you believe that? Marie back there does. Okay, very good. Saying things like, I am worthy of living a prosperous life. I am worthy of receiving all that I desire and more, because that is the truth. So it isn't about praying for more abundance, because here's the thing, when we pray for something, it keeps it out here. It keeps it out somewhere out here in the future. So it's not about praying for more abundance and prosperity in our life. It's about claiming it right here and right now. It's already yours. It's already yours. So we're tuning into the prosperous nature that is spirit, that is the divine, and recognizing that that is us. It's us. Aligning ourselves with this divine nature that is God. connecting with that unending flow of abundance and prosperity, and knowing that it lives within us, and thanking Spirit for every single penny that you have, every exchange you have of money, to thank it, to bless it. Thank you, Source, for blessing my life. Thank you. Eric Butterworth said this. He said, when you begin to see things from the high perspective of the ever-presence of God's substance, you will be in the creative flow of abundance, which will bless your life with sustained affluence. So when we can look at the world from the perspective that it is all God, and that everything we see is blessed and touched by the substance of God, that this divine substance is always overflowing, more prosperity can't help but come to our lives. And here's what happens. It shows up unexpectedly. I just got a $1,500 check from a congregant who wanted to give me a Christmas bonus. Completely unexpected. How amazing is that? This is what happens. So in other words, again, it's not about our jobs and relying on our investments and all the ways in which the money comes to our life. You will get a check in the mail completely unexpectedly. When we focus on our prosperity and we trust and know that God is our source, it shows up when you least expect it. How amazing is that? Are you with me? Yeah. You ready to receive more prosperity and abundance in your life? Yeah, because there's no lack in God, you know? There's no such thing. Money is God in action. It is the divine outpictured. That is what money is. So all of you have something underneath your chairs. So there's a couple of you in the back. Chuck, next to you there are 3 envelopes. Would you mind reaching underneath and pulling those envelopes and giving one to lovely Sylvie up here? And please, if you wouldn't mind taking 2 to the gentleman in the back. And just Danny and Judy, do you guys have one? Okay, Danny and Judy also need one. I want to make sure everybody has an envelope in order to do what we're going to do next. All right, don't open it yet. Don't open it yet. I think everybody's got one. Okay, so everybody sit back down. All right, here's the deal. So don't open it, don't look yet, don't look. I know it's tempting. I'm going to tell you what to do with it in a second. So some of you don't have the sufficiency that you want. Some of you don't have the money that you want, the money that you desire. But here's the thing, you can never, ever, 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 ever be separated from the all-sufficiency of God. Ever, ever. It is always there. It's just tuning into it and recognizing the substance of God that is you, and recognizing the substance of God that is in all things. So here is a cool quote by the famous Anonymous. All that you need is already within you, waiting to flow into form as you align with the truth of your being. Repeat after me out loud. I deserve to live an abundant and prosperous life. I am worthy of living a prosperous life. I am worthy of receiving all that I desire and more. All right, open your envelopes. All right, so what you have there in your hand is a dollar bill, yes? So I want you now, based on what I've shared this evening, I want you to look at this dollar bill in a way that maybe you've never looked at it before. This is God in action. This is God in form. Money is energy. That's all it is. So close your eyes for a moment, holding that dollar bill in your hands and feeling that energy of spirit. Feel it. Know that Source just showed up tonight to give you this dollar. And although we may not see it as very much, I invite you to release and let go of any thoughts or stories you have about what a dollar can buy, what it can't do, what it can do, what it means. And instead focus on the fact that it is God in action, God in form. Know that all you need is already within you. Release the belief that money can only come to you through certain channels and that there is a limited supply. Let that go. Breathe out any beliefs that are blocking the flow of divine substance in your life. Breathe it out. With each breath, feel these old patterns dissolve, making space for the infinite flow of divine substance to move freely in your life. Know and feel that the divine substance of God is overflowing within you. Feel it. See and feel yourself shifting your consciousness right here and right now. With your intention, tune into the prosperous nature of spirit and recognize it as you. Know that the dollar bill you hold in your hand is God in form, that it has been given to you from Source, gifted to you. Feel the vibration of the money as though it is alive with spirit. And now feel this dollar bill in your hand multiply. Imagine that you are now holding $100 in your hand. Imagine that. Feel what it would be like to be holding $100. And now $1,000. Feel what it would be like to be holding $1,000 right here in your hands. And what you would do with that money. And now feel as though it is now increased to $5,000. Feel that $5,000 in your hands. You can barely hold it. There's so much money now in your hands, in your arms. And now take it to $10,000. Each of you have $10,000 in your hands. Feel that. Feel the vibration of that. And know that no matter how much we keep increasing it, all of it is God. All of it is Source. Feel grateful for this abundance in your life. Feel it as though it's happening right now. Releasing any stories that tell you it's not possible. Just enjoy this prosperous moment. Use all of your senses to experience it. And repeat silently after me. Thank you, Spirit, for blessing my life with this gift. Thank you for showing me that it is my divine birthright to live a prosperous life. Feel the gratitude rise within you as you speak these words. rest in this feeling, knowing that the infinite flow of good is always, always, and in all ways available to you. And so taking a deep breath, feeling the energy of spirit, the energy of that divine heritage, moving in and through and around and for you. As we move into this closing prayer, I invite our practitioners to please stand in high consciousness. And so in this moment, we are filled with gratitude, thanking Spirit for being reminded of the truth of who we are, for being reminded of what is possible for our life and for the life of our families, for our future. I just know right here, right now, that we, all of us, each of us individually and collectively, are embracing that infinite supply that is ours. We are embracing it fully and completely. Our container has gotten so big that I just know right here, right now, I claim this to be true for each and every person here, that that container is going to be filled with an abundance of prosperity, an abundance of good for each and every person. And so I am just so grateful to know this truth, so grateful to speak these words. And so as I release this, as we let it go, we hand it over, we release any attachment, and with great gratitude in our heart, we say together, and so it is.
The stage is bigger. It takes longer to get across it. Let's just take a moment to feel gratitude for the spiritual food we've received today and for all the blessings in our life. We recognize that God is the source of all the good in our lives. We share our gifts and our tithes to remain in the consciousness and of gratitude, knowing this truth. I invite you to share your gifts and tithes in gratitude for all the good in your life. There are a number of ways that you can give, which are indicated on the screen. You can visit our website, you can text your gift, or you can mail your gift. Thank you, everyone, for believing in this teaching and in this community. And if you have your gift, if you can place it over your heart, and those of you who are sustaining givers, just put your hands on your heart and repeat after me, or say with me. This gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyfully I receive.
Now let's do this song. Here we go. We'll just go right into it. Source. I'm doing the wrong side. I release. It's only why. No more struggle, no more struggle. I let go, I let go. My life and my heart.
We welcome new folks. I'm going to bless this money. Here we go. All right. So just feeling so grateful for all the beautiful abundance and prosperity that is flowing into this community, allowing us to continue to do the work that we do both here in our communities and in the world. So grateful. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you all.
If you are here for the first time, either in person or online, we welcome you to our spiritual family. Know that you matter, and we are here to support you. After service, our prayer partners will be available for prayer up here, and we have prayer requests that you can write in the back. And if you are online and you would like to have a prayer, please visit our website at cslnoco.org and submit a prayer request there. Thank you all for being here. Do this with me.
Special thing I'm going to do, so give me 1 second while I go behind this podium over here. Indrani, can you please come up to the stage?
Andrani, to the stage, please.
So some of you may not know, but our beloved Indrani, don't cry, you're going to make me cry. These are for you, my beloved. And a card for you. So Indrani has been my admin for 2.5-ish years now, yes? And you are extraordinary, like truly. You are such a gift. And she's not leaving the community, but she's leaving the position. So Mary Lindsay, our marketing person, is taking over the admin, so we'll still have admin help. But I just want to thank you for all that you give. You are an extraordinary human being, truly. What you give to this community, what you've done for me, and all that you've given to me, and how you've shown up. Calls at 10 o'clock at night, calls on the weekends, like you are just amazing, amazing. So thank you for everything, for all that you've done, for all that you are. I love you so much. All right, everybody. So we're going to close things out. If you will stand and place your hands on your heart, let's say our benediction together. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed, and may we be a source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is.
For years I've talked about I wanted to change. Something else to do. Then I realized what I didn't take a step. By changing my thinking, change my life. That's how I changed the world. Look how you do. I stand for stand for joy. Stand for joy. Stand for joy.